Pilot Studies 11D. Welcome back to our book. So the previous chapter was really intense, obviously. Mr. P and Junior have their talk, and Junior comes to some significant realizations. Hopefully you're making connections. The whole discussion between Mr. P and Junior about the loss of hope. Okay, that's what we talked about in terms of the short story we studied, that the reservation life, the reservation setup system, particularly in that part of the United States, hope has been drained away, and that leads to all the other problems. People who have hope, like you, hopefully, and me, we see purpose to our lives and we see reasons to keep going and doing things. And when there's an utter lack of hope for an individual, it's beyond depressing. When it's lack of hope for the whole culture, it's just heartbreaking. So Junior is continuing his journey. So again, make connections text to text, right? So between the book and what you already know about the short story, The Last Traffic Signal on the Reservation Doesn't Flash Red Anymore. Text to self, text to world. So again, you want to make connections when you're reading, and you want to maybe discuss those connections each time we have an online discussion. And of course, you want to be connecting to the hero's journey. Okay, so that previous chapter, very clearly, Mr. P operated as a mentor in that moment. Okay, doesn't mean he's going to stay Junior's mentor all the way through. Okay, real life heroes' journeys are different than Star Wars, but also kind of the same. He's going to have mentors along the way. So think not just about Junior, but of the other characters in the book. All right, so the next chapter is very short. I'll do a read aloud and just discuss a few things along the way. Go means go. After Mr. P left, I sat on the porch for a long time and thought about my life. What the heck was I supposed to do? I felt like life had just knocked me on my ass. I was so happy when Mom and Dad got home from work. Hey, little man, Dad said. Hey, Dad, Mom. Junior, why are you looking so sad? Mom asked. She knew stuff. I didn't know how to start, so I just started with the biggest question. Who has the most hope? I asked. Mom and Dad looked at each other. They studied each other's eyes, like they had antennas and were sending radio signals to each other. And they both looked back at me. Okay, I'll just speak briefly. This has happened a few times in the text because we are using this free PDF version. I notice every couple pages there's typos. Okay, so they're not looking back at him, they're looking back at him. So you just kind of got to use some common sense when those things happen. Come on, I said. Who has the most hope? White people, my parents said at the same time. That's exactly what I thought they were going to say, so I said the most surprising thing they'd ever heard from me. I want to transfer schools. You want to go to Hunter's? Mom said. It's another school on the west end of the reservation, filled with poor Indians and poorer white kids. Yes, there is a place in the world where the white people are poorer than the Indians. No, I said. You want to go to Springdale? Dad asked. It's a school on the reservation border filled with the poorest Indians and poorer than poorest white kids. Yes, there is a place in the world where the white people are even poorer than you ever thought possible. I want to go to Reardon, I said. Reardon is the rich, white farm town that sits in the wheat fields, exactly 22 miles away from the res. And it's a hick town, I suppose, filled with farmers and rednecks and racist cops who stop every Indian that drives through. During 1 week when I was little, Dad got stopped 3 times for DWI, driving while Indian. But Reardon has one of the best small schools in the state, with a computer room and a huge chemistry lab and a drama club and 2 basketball gyms. The kids in Reardon were the smartest and most athletic kids anywhere. They are the best. I want to go to Reardon, I said again. I couldn't believe I was saying it. For me, it seemed as real as saying, I want to fly to the moon. Are you sure? My parents asked. Yes, I said. When do you want to go? My parents asked. Right now, I said. Tomorrow. Are you sure? My parents asked. You could maybe wait until the semester break or until next year. Get a fresh start. No. If I don't go now, I never will. I have to do it now. Okay, they said. Yep, it was that easy with my parents. It was almost like they'd been waiting for me to ask them if I could go to Reardon. And they were like psychics or something. I mean, they've always known that I'm weird and ambitious, so maybe they expect me to do the weirdest things possible. And going to Reardon is truly a strange idea. But it isn't weird that my parents so quickly agreed with my plans. They want a better life for my sister and me. My sister is running away to get lost, but I'm running away because I want to find something. And my parents love me so much that they want to help me. Yeah, Dad is a drunk and Mom is an ex-drunk, but they don't want their kids to be drunks. It's going to be hard to get you to Reardon, Dad said. We can't afford to move there. And there ain't no school bus going to come out here. You'll be the first one ever to leave the res this way, Mom said. The Indians around here are going to be angry with you. Okay, so hopefully ding, 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 ding. We have a threshold moment coming up. Okay, Junior wants to leave the ordinary world to go to the special world, and he's made the decision. And this idea that he might leave the reservation temporarily or perhaps permanently. This also leads to another very significant conflict in the story. The idea that Arnold Spirit Jr. will be kind of rejected by his own culture, his own friends. This idea that, yes, the reservation is portrayed as this kind of hopeless place, not a good place to live. On the other hand, people are going to be angry with him if he does leave. Shoot, I figure that my fellow tribal members are going to torture me. Okay, so very short chapter, but quite significant in terms of the hero's journey. As you move forward, make sure you're still taking notes on the note-taking sheet. Remember to use specific quotes and examples. Okay, the study of literature always requires that we go back to the text. It's not just your opinion, you've got to go back to the text. All right, happy reading, and keep checking assignments daily so that you can see what the next reading and writing assignment is.